are going to be visiting today with the incredible Dawn Lyn. I mean, after I started doing a little bit of research on this amazing lady, not only did I fall in love with you in the film, but I started learning about what an inspirational, motivational, and encouraging woman that she really is. I mean, she lived...
Are you sure you're talking about me?
Yes, I'm talking about you. She grew up in the film industry.
He is not yeller.
She didn't know any different. So, Dawn Lyn, first tell us, from the age of 4, you started working in major films. How was that?
I loved it. It was a unique experience. It's a very unique childhood. Of course, most people don't grow up in front of the camera, so it's very unique. I can give you a quick example, because I started acting in the formative years when you're learning right and left, your alphabet, your all that. And so I was learning camera right and camera left, which is the opposite. So it took me a while to get straight into my head, right, left, not right, left. So, but I got there, I promise.
But remember, she was only 4 years old at this time too, when most people are learning regular right and left. So the first time you walk on to a major film production, you're 4 years old, was it like being in a whole other world, or did you just kind of fall into it naturally?
I fell into it naturally, actually. And the first thing I ever did in front of the camera, I can't call it a professional job because I wasn't paid for it, but I was basically an extra running around in a loincloth, playing a little Indian boy. Didn't find out that I was 12, until I was 12, that I had played a boy instead of a girl. Not that it really mattered when you're 4 years old, but yeah, it was, I kind of fell into it. My dad was already in the industry as a cameraman, did a little bit of stunt work, did some acting, and my mom, she grew up in San Francisco.
Now you get on stage with one of the top actors in the country at that time, Gregory Peck.
Oh, yeah.
Were you nervous, or was it just another movie for you?
I wasn't nervous, I have to say that, and he was incredible to this little squirt on the set with him. He couldn't have been kinder, more wonderful. So I'm glad to say that about him.
There is a really neat story about how he saved your little booty.
Oh yeah.
Let's share that with the crowd.
He saved my booty, all right. Okay, we're rehearsing, and I run toward the end of the platform, and I'm gonna jump on the back of the caboose, and I went to grab the railing, and my hand just missed it. And I'm flailing, my arm's flailing, I'm falling backwards. And I was like, oh no. And I hear these pounding footsteps come up behind me. And I fall into his arms, he caught me. And I just looked up at him and said, thank you. And he gives me this smile, and he puts me back down on my feet. And it was just quite a moment, because I was scared, I didn't know what was gonna happen.
So you have also an interesting story about the director. Share that with us.
Our director, Henry Hathaway, a famous director, did How the West Was Won, various things like that, and I didn't like him. I did not like him.
Were you afraid of him? Was he intimidating?
No, it wasn't. Oh no, I'm not a fearful person. What you saw in Becky, a lot of that was the real me. I'm feisty.
Can you ride a horse?
I'm doing that now.
You trying to put me in my place?
Stealing!
Well, you are tougher than wang leather.
I stand up for myself. I'm nobody's doormat. And so no, it was not fear. I scolded him for cussing on the set. I didn't like his stinky cigars, and I told him. And so he said, all right, kid, I'll tell you. Next time you hear me cuss, you can kick me in the shins. Okay. Well, that's exactly what I did. Next time I heard him cuss, I walked up to him and went, what? And the whole set, I mean, all the cast and crew went, oh, I can't believe she did that. And luckily, he just put his hand up and said, nope, I told her she could. She heard me cuss, I told her she could. So, thank you for that.
So tell us one of your fondest memories about being on set with Gregory Peck.
When he saved me.
Well, I think many of us women would have liked to have fallen in his arms at any moment.
Yeah, that would have to be it. I mean, because we weren't hanging out together between scenes, you know. In fact,
Oh, yes. So
I have a message.
his daughter Cecilia was going to be here this evening, and there were some family obligations that she couldn't make it, unfortunately. But it was so fun that Dawn and her have been texting back and forth, and there is a very special text from Cecilia that Dawn wants to share with each one of us this evening.
She initiated it and said, you know, I'll write something if you want to share it. And I said, if you want to do that, I'm honored to share it. So, let's see here.
It's so beautiful when you can hear about these amazing actors and actresses that are just down to earth, real people, trying to give something back with their craft, just like so many of us are doing here at the Wild Bunch Film Festival. You know, we're going after goals and dreams. You know, we're striving to get a positive message out with the Western genre, and I love it that people are trying to keep the Western lifestyle alive. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Cecilia writes, Hi Dawn, I'm so glad you're in Wilcox to represent Shootout. I just rewatched it. What a gorgeous film. That's some of the most beautiful cinematography I've ever seen. And the relationship between you and my dad at the heart of the movie made me laugh and cry over and over. Even though my dad would try to leave his characters on the set, I believe each role ignited certain things in him. And I'm sure that playing your dad helped inform my dad on how to parent a headstrong, feisty daughter. I was 12 at the time, and the youngest of his kids, 4 boys and then me. All of the tenderness, stubbornness, and vulnerability you showed on screen. Very touched, sorry. You showed on the screen with my dad are things I got to play out in real life with him. I truly believe that making Shootout with you helped him to be such a great dad. Thank you. You were extraordinary together, almost done. You were extraordinary together. The relationship between the two was authentic and believable. I know you will touch the hearts of the audience today. I wish I could be there with you to experience this gem of a movie with the Wild Bunch Film Festival. Please send my love to everyone, Cecilia.
That was beautiful. The fact that you got getting tears in my eyes.
How old were you?
The character or me?
No, how old were you?
You know, it amazes me. This is the 50th anniversary? How can it be? I'm not that old. How can it be? You really want to make me admit that?
Really? No, he said you're 7. She means how old were you actually?
I bet about 12.
Yeah, who knows?
You're going to make me say it, aren't you?
If you don't want to, okay, we're gonna add it up.
Might as well just say it.
Might as well, I guess. Yeah, I was 7.
Wow, you were fantastic.
Yeah, you were.
Well, I mean,
Fantastic.
That's why
if
I
anybody
For a
has
7-year-old,
memorized
absolutely
lines, yeah.
amazing.
Kind of on that same note that I was going to add is the fact of seeing Gregory Peck in a lot of different things, but the fact of you being at that age 7 years old and your the way you were able to carry yourself and just how well you did was this my first time seeing it. I've watched other Westerns, first time seeing Shootout today, and I was just floored by the fact of how dominating of a presence you were on stage with a guy who's already very dominant. huge actor, and you were able to play with that. And I see where people talk about how the connection that you both had. It was very, very believable. So my question is, you said you were just in that kind of thing when you were young. Did you go to school for acting? Were you trained by anybody in particular? What was kind of up to that point got you there, you think?
First of all, thank you very much for the compliment. I appreciate that. I'm honored. Second, no, I never had acting classes. Okay, what was the first question again?
Oh, had you ridden before the movie as far as horses?
I had not been around horses much, but like I said, I'm not a fearful person, so it wasn't a problem. I was like, yeah, let me ride.
Afternoon.
Now, Dawn,
Yes.
I think my last question for this evening,
Okay.
and after I got to visit with you, you know how much your story touched my heart. Your story of starting out as a star at 4 years old, and then kind of having, well, you had to kind of quit. And instead of giving up and saying, this is it for me, you went on and did so many amazing things, having your own business and inspiring others to never give up. If you could tell everybody in the audience this evening something that's inspirational to you that kept you going through the hard times, because there were hard times.
Oh, yes.
Share that something is inspirational with us that would keep others going.
Well, it would be don't give up, and you have more than one talent. Somebody asked me once, they said to me once, well, if you're not going to pursue acting anymore, you're wasting your talent. My answer was, I believe a person can have more than one talent. I'm using another one right now.
Good answer.
So don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself by thinking, this is all I can do. Check it out. You may find a hidden talent that you didn't even know about. Explore yourself. And I wish you all the best. And lots of love, and thank you.
Thank you.
What an incredible, inspirational lady. And Dawn, we want to thank you so much for being at the Wild Bunch Film Festival, for getting to share the shootout with all of us. And ladies and gentlemen, she will be outside signing autographs, taking pictures, and you just have to visit with her for a moment. Your feet will not touch the ground after you have, I promise that. Thank you, Dawn Lyn.
Thank you.